The sixth form is a close community. It sounds really cheesy, but it's one big family, and you will learn to like all of them. Obviously, you'll have your favourites and you have your best friends there, but everyone is involved with everyone, whether that's with the various community days, coming up with ideas, what we can celebrate, how to celebrate it, how to incorporate it with like the younger years, or whether it's like around exam times when people are stressing out, struggling. Like the older years, like our year, can help the lower year, because obviously we've just done what you're doing. Like we know how it feels, we know what you're going through.
Well, from our point of view, it felt like when we came to year 12, there wasn't really any like communication between like year 12s and 13s. They we kind of thought that they just they might just want to push us to one side.
Listen, don't be afraid to go and talk to the year 13s. There's been like a boundary between each year, okay? It needs to be broken now. They are wise. They know what to do. They have done it. They have been there. They have seen it. We have not.
The year 13s are actually very friendly, and they will support you in all the subjects that you do, so it's wise to try and make friends with some of them that take your particular subjects, because they would have done the course already, so they can give you proper advice on things that you should be concentrating on, or they can help you with questions that you're stuck on, because they've already got a year's worth of experience in that A-level subject.
More like year 13s are willing to talk to the year 12s, and year 12s are willing to make much more of an effort, and just as the year goes on, like friendships just kind of like begin.
When I first started sixth form, what I didn't realise was how the jump from GCSE to A-level work is absolutely insane. When I was doing my GCSEs, I didn't do much work, I didn't do much revision, but when it came around to doing my exams, I still did relatively well. So when I came up to sixth form, started doing my A-levels, I thought, well, it's going to be the same. But the thing is, it's really not.
Okay. I think the best thing to do during the revision period is stay at sixth form and revise, because personally that's what helped me the most. For the first 2 weeks of my revision plan, I tried to do it at home, but I just found myself getting distracted by everything around me, like trying not to revise at all. So I started staying at sixth form, coming into the common room during my free periods instead of going into the library, and I think that really helped because you get the most work done because it's a silent sort of area, and because you're staying there, you know that you're dedicating yourself to your revision.
When it came around to exam times, I think nearly everyone has had a breakdown at some point. The level of work is just insane. You don't realise how hard it is until you get there, and then you think, wow, I should have done work. So it's better if you actually do the work at the start of the year, because then you're not going to have that feeling when it comes around to exam time. And it's just too late when you get to your mocks and you realise that that's too late to start realising that sort of thing.
One thing I wish I'd known about sixth form before I started is I wish I'd known how organised I have to be with my folders and handouts, because I used to put them all in one place. I didn't know that before the start of the year. So when it came to like the end of the year and I had to revise, a lot of my work was kind of scattered around, and it was annoying trying to get everything together to try and revise from it. And if I'd been organised, it would be all in one place and it would be a lot easier to work from.
The great thing about sixth form is the amount of support you get throughout the 2 years as well as after sixth form. There's always someone to talk to, and no matter how many times you change your mind about what you want to do, they'll always be supportive of your choice.
That office at the back of the common room, it literally has everything you need in there. Any information you need about anything at all, about your subjects, about your career that you want to pursue in the future, just anything. Your subject teachers are really committed, like all of them.
So the teachers always say about support, and it's one of those things that we almost take for granted. And the amount of times that I should have gone to support and haven't because I felt embarrassed or nervous, and then just decided to stick through my problems was ridiculous. Whereas now I feel like teachers actually genuinely do understand your problems, because they've had children our age who are going through the same types of problem.
Even like if you don't feel comfortable going to a teacher, like maybe you need someone your age, like our entire year has just gone through what you're going to go through. So it's kind of like, it's good to know that there's like 50 odd kids the same age as you, similar hobbies, like that know how stressed you are, what you're feeling.
You know, so when it comes down to things like coursework, you never left feeling, oh God, I'm going to fail this. It's going to be, right, I'm going to go to such and such and we're going to talk about it, what needs improving. Yeah, the support here is definitely one of the main reasons why I would tell somebody Kimberley sixth form is great. Because it is.
Out of sixth form, it's important to have a good balance between your work and your social. The workload is going to be huge, obviously, but at the same time you still have to have like a right balance of fun and like go out, see friends, do whatever hobbies you're into, horse riding, whatever you like.
If you're doing A-levels, that is it, you know, it can't just be your school and then that's it. You've got to have your own study room or your dining room or your bedroom for your studies. You've got to be organised, you can't have notes here, there and everywhere, because if you go to a lesson and you haven't got, you know, today's notes, your teachers aren't going to be too impressed, which is awkward, but it's true. You just got to show that you want your A-levels, you want to be, you know, working hard, you want those grades. You've got to show that, and you can show that by doing extra work, independent studies, because it's all for you at the end of the day, you know.
Sixth form was really stressful, yeah, not gonna sugarcoat it. You will get stressed with the amount of work and how much of a jump it actually is from GCSE, but with the right environment at home and everything, like, it's so easy to control. The key is that, like, how your parents see you as well. Like, they need to obviously offer you support, but they might not really understand like how the A-levels are working, how much work it is. They don't really know what you're actually like going through, so to speak.
I know it's difficult. My dad found it difficult because I don't think he did O-levels. I don't quite know what they are anymore. He did an English O-level and a few others. So A-levels are very different, and exam pressure, it's difficult for parents to support you when you don't quite, you know how to. So what I'd say with that is Mrs. Livins is great, and so is Mrs. Banton. They are always in that office, always. So just ring if you've got any questions, any problems. They are more than willing. They are there, not just for the students, but for you as well. So it's not all doom and gloom. You can ring. A question that I think everybody wants to ask but doesn't dare is about part-time jobs. And you know, people do avoid talking about it, but sometimes you might be in a position where you have no choice but to have a part-time job. Financial stability isn't always ideal in people's homes. I get that. What I'd say regarding that then is, literally in my job interview I said sixth form is my priority. Maybe that wasn't the best choice because I really wanted the job, but they've got to know that. They've got to know that you can't give them all your time, because you can't.
If I need a night off or a day off or something, I can just turn around to them and just say, I need this time off, and they are willing to give it to me. But I think if some employers, I know that they aren't willing to like give that flexibility that I have. So I think if I didn't have that, I would have just pressured myself too much, and I just would have had too much on, that I literally would have had a breakdown. It's
all about adjusting. You've got to adjust, you've got to apply your time, you've got to let yourself rest. That is the key point, because at the end of the day, it's you who this affects, nobody else. So make sure you're giving yourself enough time to sleep.
There are so many opportunities, so many people coming in and talking about the values of apprenticeships. Obviously, it's nice that they want most of us to go to university, but it's not the only option.
I went on a uni trip to Sheffield, and it was really good. Like, it gave me a better understanding of like how many courses are available in each like subject, and the people there are very like willing to help you, and they will help out a lot. I've made a plan of all like the open days of the unis that I want to go to, and I feel like in some ways that's helped me, because going on that Sheffield trip has helped me like look at ones that I never looked at before.
Obviously a big part of sixth form is what you're going to do after. You get a lot of support with university applications. This is something to consider early on, as you need to decide what kind of uni is going to suit you. Also, you need to think about what you're going to include on your personal statement. Through sixth form, you get a lot of opportunity chance to do different activities that you can include on your personal statement. This can be through forms such as enrichment and after-school extracurricular activities.
We hope you've had a better insight into the different areas of sixth form, and we look forward to seeing more of you throughout the year.